Hearing devices. Button. Camera. Button. Double tap and hold to show more controls. Swipe up or down to select a custom action. Then double tap to activate. Go to channel. App switcher. Latest from tomfulery. YouTube. Facebook. YouTube. Active. Latest from tomfulery. Heading. 7 minutes. 4 seconds. Fiddles the penguin. tomfulery. 1.5k views. Go to channel. 3 minutes. 29 seconds. If you give a kid a cookie, will he shut the F star chaos? tomfulery. 19k views. Go to channel. 3 minutes. 26 seconds. Chewy's big balls. tomfulery. 29k views. Go to channel. 3 minutes. 29. 3 minutes. 29 seconds. If you give a kid a cookie. Video player. Video is loading. Heading. Visit advertise. Video will add. Add info. Activity indicator. Create a short with this video. Visit advertisers web. Video will play after. Add. 0. 10.
Stop playing. I got a gun. That's too DMX. What you doing?
The Blackening. Rated R.
Happy Tomfoolery Day. Storytime with Tomfoolery presents If you give a kid a cookie, will he shut the up? Written by Marcy Rosnick. If you give a kid a cookie, will he shut the fuck up? Well, the sugar rush will make him crazy. So, you'll put on a TV show to calm him down, but a purple dinosaur will tell him scissors are dangerous. So, he'll reach for a pair and knock over your beer. The smell will remind him of Uncle Billy, who he'll want to call. Of course, the old drunk won't answer, and your kid'll throw a tantrum until you drive over to roust your useless brother-in-law. On the way, you'll pass a cockfight. He'll want to stop and watch the birdies. Then he'll rat you out for a lollipop. When a police raid sends you into hiding, you'll all get thrown in the slammer, where he'll scream for mommy. You'll be bailed out by your wife, who will hand you divorce papers. On the way home, he'll whine until you play a game. But peekaboo will go horribly wrong. Back at home, he'll light his sister's doll on fire, just like the convicts taught him. When you put out the fire, the smoke will remind you and your wife of the rock concert where he was conceived. You'll start to patch things up, but the excitement will give him a stomachache. He'll cry hysterically, and chances are, if you want him to shut the fuck up, you'll have to give him a cookie. The end, I think. If you give a kid a cookie, will he shut the fuck up? Written by Marcy Rosnick. Illustrated by Miranda
Speech on. Video play. Collapse video. Button.
Narrated
4 minutes. 26 seconds.
by Tomfoolery.
tomfulery. Edit tomfulery. Subscribe to tomfulery. If you give a kid a cookie, will he shut the play? Button. Close. Selected. Close. Button. Subscriptions. Tab. 4 minutes. 26 seconds. Mommy's giant melons. tomfulery. 163k views. 11 months ago. Ellipsis. 2 minutes. 28 seconds. Put Tony's nuts in your mouth. tomfulery. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 28. 2 minutes. 28 seconds. Put Tony's nuts in your mouth. Video player. Heading. Video player. Heading. At 0 2. 6 seconds. Video will play after. Ad. 1. Add info. Like ad. Share ad. More options. Close that panel. Video. Visit. Speech off. Collapse. Video play. Visit. Tab. More. Pause. Video will play after ad. Ad. 2 of 2. Speech off.
Reach Around Books presents Put Tony's Nuts in Your Mouth. Tony has big nuts and small nuts. He has pecans and walnuts, nuts without or with a shell. There is no nut that Tony does not sell. Some say Tony's nuts smell great. Some say they taste divine. Tony sells his nuts all day. He always has a line. They drive or walk or ride the bus. They come from north and south to take those hot and salty nuts and put them in their mouths. BJ looks at Tony's nuts and tries hard not to stare as Stephen grabs at his nutsack and finds a big old pear. Tony dips his chocolate nuts until they are just right. He knows your mum will take them home and suck on them tonight. BJ plays with Tony's nuts in the closet at his house. Grandpa says he should just come out as he pops one in his mouth. He swears it isn't weird or queer. He says it's not a crime. Grandpa licks the salt right off of Tony's nuts sometimes. Grandpa likes to go in there and take his camera with him. He loves to look at photographs when Tony's nuts are in them. The girls too like Tony's nuts. Of this there is no doubt. Every girl around this town has put them in her mouth. On the way to school today, riding on the bus, the Johnson twins were in the back, sharing Tony's nuts. Back and forth they open up, hoping that they don't get those big and tasty nuts stuck down in their throat. Even Miss Bull Dyke, the softball coach, and her special friend will have a go at Tony's nuts every now and then. There really is no argument. Mount Rushmore ought to be a monument of Tony's nuts for all the world to see.
Speech on. Video. Cancel autoplay. Button. Cancel autoplay. Video. Cancel. More actions. Collapse. Autoplay is on. Button. Autoplay is off. Video. Collapse video. Button. 2 minutes. 28 seconds. Put Tony's nuts in your mouth. Tomfoolery. 2 minutes. Story time with tomfoolery presents. Ellipsis. D-spid. Ellipsis. Description. Button. 1 minute. 41 seconds. Do you want to play with my balls? Tomfoolery. Story time with tomfoolery presents. Ellipsis. Do you? Ellipsis. 3 minutes. Susie likes to look at balls. Tomfoolery. 1.2 MB. Story time with tomfoolery. Shorts. Heading. We participate in a minuscule amount of tomfoolery. 18K views. Play video. Button. Previous video. Button.
We do a little trolling.
We participate in a
Back, button.
minuscule amount of tomfoolery, yes.
We do a little.
Back. Button. 3 minutes. Susie likes to selected. All. Button. Shorts. Unwatched. Watched. But for you. But recently uploaded. Live. Button. Magician. Button. 3 minutes. Story time with 3 minutes. Story time with tomfoolery presents. Ellipsis. 1 minute. 40. Story time with tomfoolery presents. Ellipsis. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Ellipsis. Narrated by tomfoolery. 4 minutes. Go to channel. 5 minutes. Go to channel. 6 minutes. Go to 5 minutes. 41 seconds. Linda's Type Clam needs listening. Tomfoolery. 259K views. 1 year ago. 5 minutes. 41 seconds. Linda's Type Clam needs video player. Heading. F02. 6. Last video. Button. Video will be video player. Visit ad. Cast. More action. Pause. Video will play after ad. Video player. Heading.
Story Time with Tomfoolery presents
Speech off.
Linda's Tight Clam Needs Loosening. Written by Noel Long. Linda never did forget to keep her clam wet. It was always tightly shut in its own snug little hut. Occasionally she tried to get it open more, so that she could explore within its tight enclosing. But when she did, she risked exposing her close relationship with her clam. Linda feared she would get in a jam if her mum would catch her in the act. She wasn't sure how her mum would react. Mum's watchful eye was the reason why. It was mainly in the bathtub where Linda would give her clam a rub. Linda's arms lacked the strength required to open her clam the amount she desired. It was pointless to wait. She'd need to collaborate. Linda shared her secret with Ray, who agreed to surreptitiously stay with her for one whole night to help make her clam's entrance less tight. Luckily, nobody saw Ray leave. Later, Linda could hardly believe how open her clam now was, and all because Ray had made it that way the night before Linda's clam had even started to spray. Linda now felt elated, as she had a better understanding of how her clam operated. Her lust for life had been reinstated. One night, Linda's clam started shaking. She feared it was breaking. Linda screamed and risked waking her brother next door, who could walk in and see Linda's exposed clam on the floor. But luckily he didn't wake, and her clam didn't break. It was just that Linda had engaged in petting, and the clam was getting used to Linda's touch and enjoying it so much. Ray was becoming a regular visitor to Linda's clam too, but both Ray and Linda knew that one day the truth of their shared friendship would be revealed. They were well aware that then their fate would then be sealed. The day of reckoning eventually came. Linda's mother rather soon stormed into her daughter's room, angrily shouting out her name. Ray jumped off the window ledge. Linda's life was on a knife edge. Mum forbade her from playing with her clam. Linda grew as meek as a lamb. Ray and Linda drifted apart, though it almost broke Ray's heart. Both of them knew that there couldn't be another rendezvous. But every clam story has a happy ending. Linda soon started befriending many other guys who were able to prize open her pungent pet, but her happy times with Ray she wouldn't forget. The end.